Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Run In Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Big Mike, and I am joined, as always, to the Tamatonga to my Tongaloa. Sped, what's going on, man?
Hold on, which one am I?
I said you're Tama.
Oh, okay, cool. That's fine. Whatever. I'm
Look,
good.
I don't know if you realize that I always take the version of the tag team partner that is less popular
That's
because
true.
you are the talent of the show.
I don't know about that, but I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
I was Jimmy to your J.
I thought I was no, because I'm the no yeet. You're the yeet man. I'm the no yeet man.
But you're still the more popular. Jay is more popular, so you.
Oh man, I love it.
You're the talent of the show. That's why you're always the more popular of the tag team that I choose. It will always happen because you will always be the talent. I'm just the guy that sits here and pushes the buttons. That's it.
Those are good buttons.
They come to see you. I mean, they're still buttons. I know. I like them. I like buttons.
I like buttons too.
We have a new button. You ready for the new button?
Yes.
There it is. New button, applause. We may use that later on when we are doing our draft order. And it is the week before the Royal Rumble. We have Saturday night's main event coming up, which we will talk about everything that's been happening in wrestling, just like we do every week. But yeah, big show next week. Go ahead and start talking about it. We are doing a multi-person, I guess, a multi-network show. We're going to have people from Chairshot. We're going to have people from Kicking Out at 2 podcast. Mike and Tori are going to be here. We're going to have Mike from the Cinco Squad coming on next week to do Royal Rumble predictions and a special Royal Rumble draft that we announced last week. Towards the end of the show, we will be doing a draft order selection. I have a wheel set up that you guys will be able to see. We will do it live on air. It's all random to see who picks first in the draft, but that is later on tonight. We will get into what happened in the week in wrestling. You ready to go, brother?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right.
It's really hot right here, man.
Oh, speaking of, there's Tori in the house saying they are ready for the Rumble next week. Welcome in, Tori. First time we're here with us. She's seen the show, though. She knows who we are because she is going to be competing for that Royal Rumble title and the WWE Run-In Crown coming up next week for our Royal Rumble predictions. If I can learn how to talk, that'd be awesome. All right, but we will get into it just like we always do. And I hit the wrong button. We'll learn how to do this here in a second. It is the week in wrestling. Starting off with
Hey, it says you're not showing on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube right now. I see it. Only got a minute before we start. Yeah, I know you guys go live at the same time. So there are 2 shows going on the YouTube right now. You may have to choose the right one, but we should be on there as well.
Oh man,
sorry.
That's all. It's all good.
What's going on, Mr. U? Mr. U in the house. The man that brought us all together.
How you been?
Man that started it all. Hope you're doing well tonight, brother. We appreciate you coming in. There we go, Lady Alpha found it. Welcome in, Lady Alpha, again. Love it. She had to go over to Sped's Twitch, which is SB3RDROCK. You can see us on Twitch there under his. You also can see us 30 minutes early behind the scenes where you get to see us fumble around and try to figure this crap out before we go live, which, as you can see, doesn't really work well because we still screw it up. We do. We're just like you guys. We're trying to figure it all out. Have fun. We love Monday. We love wrestling, and we're just here to talk about it. But now that I have the comment I've been waiting on, we can get started. Welcome to the Run In Wrestling Podcast, your home for all things wrestling, hate-free and drama-free. Please join the discussion, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That is important. Make sure you do like, subscribe, tell a friend. We are on the way to 200 subscribers by WrestleMania. That is our next goal. So, yeah, make sure you tell a friend if you like what you see. We appreciate it. Ladarius in. What's up, Ladarius? Appreciate you coming in.
What's up, Falcons fan? That's what's up.
Heck yeah. All right, what's happened? Let's see what happened on Raw. So the New Day continues to suck. Trying to bribe JBL to talk about them in a nice light. Tried to bribe the man with $2. The man he's on all kinds of business shows. He's rich. That's kind of his gimmick. And you're going to try and paying $2 to talk about you, which obviously didn't go well. The match was still really good. Kofi and Rey Mysterio. A lot of shenanigans going on with everything going. What did you think of the match?
First, I thought they were going to do a tag team match, though. But I get it. Dragon Lee, his wife was expecting a baby.
He's had him today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yep. But no, I thought it was funny. I thought we were going to see a clothesline. We saw one last night. I thought we were going to see one today. Or not today, the night before, and we're going to see one on Monday. But hey, it was great to hear JBL back on commentary. But I mean, the New Day, where are we going with this now? Where are they going with this? I mean, it's got to go somewhere now, right? They can't just keep sucking.
As much as I hate to say this next phrase because I know it's going to trigger you, they are kind of the new Dom. They're the new Dom Mysterio. They can't come out without getting booed to high heaven.
I love it.
They've kind of taken that mantle since they've actually kind of started turning Dom into a face a little bit. He's been doing some good guy things every now and then. So they need to have that big heel on the show. So they've got the New Day, who are probably poised to be on a tag team title run against the War Raiders here.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
If the War Raiders survive their next title defense, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But I would love to see that War Raiders against the New Day, maybe at a WrestleMania if they make it there. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be nice. That'd be real cool.
But I mean, anytime you get Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio in a match, two of probably the in WWE at least, it's always going to be a good match. I like the way they did the entrance where they started the music and they're like, nope, we're not doing that. We're cutting it. I would expect them to have new intro music soon. I think it would be even cooler if they did that and they just kept doing it this way and just let Xavier Woods talk all the way to the ring. Even if they just cut the music all together and they just started walking out, take out the welcome or it's a new day, all that. Just take that out altogether. Let them come out to a dead open and just let them talk all the way to the ring. That would be pretty cool. But I would expect they will probably have some kind of new music coming up in the next month or two to more show their heel personas.
Yeah.
A lot more to come from those guys, obviously.
I'm looking forward to it.
Next up, you had our second transfer official announcement. You had Bayley moving over from SmackDown to Raw. Last week we had obviously the Wyatt Six, so I guess maybe she's the sixth because all five of the Wyatt Six went over. So I guess you could take them as a group or individually, but you do have Bayley moving over to Raw, and then oddly enough having a match with Nia Jax, who is on SmackDown and losing. What do you make of that?
Well, look, what you just said, Bayley for the Wyatt Six, that's actually an even trade if you think about it. All those guys aren't really established all the way yet. I mean, Rowan, he's had his moments, and Dallas has the tag team with B Squad. I'm pretty sure he won that with him, but with Axel. But I'm saying with the accolades that Bayley has versus what they have, it's definitely that kind of evens out Bayley for all five of them, But
and with everything that's going on, when you get Bayley, you're probably going to get Roxanne as well because the feud they've got going on, that's going to last a little while. She was obviously in the crowd, interfered in the match, apparently kicked a woman in the face.
She did.
In the crowd.
She did.
That was hopefully she was a plant and wasn't just a random fan. I don't know why they would have random fans just sitting next to their talent. Maybe that was family or something. But and I noticed it right away. I was like, oh wait, that lady just got kicked.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely an interesting segment. I love the feud that they've got going on. I want to say it's going to be next week on NXT. I think they've got a match coming up.
Yes, in Atlanta. So, it's Julia.
The tag team. That's right. Julia and Bayley versus Cora and Roxanne. So they've got that tag team coming. Obviously, you have the Royal Rumble. They're going to do something together at the Royal Rumble. Surely they'll probably have some kind of interaction in the Rumble match. So it's really good promo or really good feud. So Roxanne will probably come to Raw to continue that feud after the Royal Rumble. So you're really getting her too. It hasn't really announced yet, but we all assume she's going to follow along and come there. But the match itself, I don't like it because I don't think you should have Bayley lose on her first match on Raw. But you understand it with what happened next, setting up the match between Rhea and Nia at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yep.
You didn't want Nia to lose right there to Bayley and then turn around and get a title shot. So she had to at least look strong there. So I understand it from a story point. I just don't like your free agent coming over, who's your first free agent, your number one pick, by the way. The first person you brought over at the transfer portal loses to somebody from the other show. I just didn't like that part of it, but I understand. And I know you had a thing on here, and we cut it for some other stuff. But the beginning of Raw was bonkers.
Yes.
With all the melees, Nia attacking Rhea, everything else that was going on. The opens to Raw have been really good since they've gone to Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely been cooking. Next up, you've got Penta with his second match against Pete Dunne,
Hey, listen.
Whatever you want to call him. It's still a great match.
Yes.
Pete Dunne can always go, made Penta look amazing. I love the new entrance. I love the pyro in the entrance.
Yes.
The fire last week was kind of cool, but that little swirly firework thing, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
It made him look even more special because nobody else has that. So, I love the presentation they're having for him to make him stand out and look different from everybody else. What do you think?
Did you see the Pete Dunne promo that he cut? How he's getting disrespected, how he feels like he's being disrespected and whatnot. I agree with him, though. He is being kind of disrespected here. Look at what he's been going through. He's been putting on banger matches. He's been being the company guy for years. The man was a great UK champion. He came over and he threatened to beat down Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was like, all right, listen, man, me and you get in the ring. That's it. You're done. But that's when he backed off of Lesnar. I remember that. But other than that, Pete Dunne is getting disrespected, and I hope he does get the respect that he deserves. He deserves an IC title shot and or a United States title shot, But other than that, this match was phenomenal. Two guys ripping hands, arms, whatever joint they're trying to dismember. Penta, I don't know how people don't know this guy. I get the WWE faithful and everything, but I get Lady Alpha's brand new at it. But I'm talking like the older heads, the ones that have been watching wrestling for WWE at least for a long time. How do you not look at Twitter and be like, man, this guy over here in AEW or TNA or whenever he was a Lucha Underground, stuff like that. You're like, man, that guy right there, Penta, Penta El Zero or Penta, this, that. Look, he's been great.
Pentagon Dark, Pentagon Junior. He's had about 30 names. It's been
that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't want to go through all of them. But I love what he does. He's one of, if he might be better. Rey Mysterio is better than him accolade wise because he's got WrestleManias under his belt. He's got world titles under his belt.
For 20 plus years more.
Exactly. But Penta might be better than Rey, is what I'm saying. Him and his brother, though. That's why I keep telling everyone.
Yeah. Penta might be better than Rey Mysterio.
But
I don't know that Penta is better than Rey Fenix.
No. And that's what when the WWE gets Rey Fenix, oh my God, they're in for a real treat.
And to go back to your other point, I don't blame WWE fans for not knowing who he was because, and that's one of the things, and I was that way when I was a lot younger. I only watched WWE. I didn't watch TNA. I didn't watch New Japan. I didn't pay attention. It was really when I started to fall in love with wrestling that I started to expand it. Casual fans, and I don't say that as a knock. I know a lot of people use casual as an insult. It's not, but casual fans don't seek out stuff like that on Twitter. They go to their Twitter timeline or their X timeline, and they don't have wrestling videos coming up left and right like we do because we search it out.
Oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
They're not going to know who a Penta is, or even who an Ethan Page is in NXT, or they knew Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes was in WWE, and he kind of transcends wrestling as people kind of he was a celebrity almost.
Yeah.
kind of like that, not necessarily to the level of John Cena or The Rock or something like that, because Cody's not there yet. But people who never follow wrestling know who Cena is, even before he really became a really big actor, because he was just the biggest name.
Yeah.
So I don't expect them to know, and I see that all the time on the internet. Well, they didn't react to him, so he apparently felt no. They will learn. The Motor City Machine Guns, perfect example.
Yes, and I remember we had this conversation about MCMG, and I was like, man, it is so sad that they're not cheering for them. And I remember saying that, because I've been watching MCMG for years, and I'm like, oh my God, raise your fist. Yes, I'm doing it. And everybody else is like, who the heck is these guys? Like, Bob, who's that?
Exactly. So they'll learn, and look, they're going to be just as great. MCMG is going to be just as great here as they were in TNA. People will start to love them, and they already have.
Oh yeah.
Penta just came in a little bit hotter than they did.
Yeah.
It helped where they debuted him. I honestly think if they would have held off the Motor City Machine Guns until they were in Detroit, and made their debut there, I think the perception of them would have been completely different, because they're going to get a pop there no matter where they're at.
Anywhere. Yep.
Everybody in Detroit knows them because that's where they started. That's where they cut their teeth. Everybody would come out to see him. Having Penta come out in San Jose was probably the smartest thing you could do.
Yes.
Very big Latino community there. He's going to have a lot of support from other people that aren't necessarily just casual fans.
Yes.
And I think WWE will look at that going forward when they debut some of these people that they get from, whether it's AEW, whether it's TNA, no matter who it's from, they will take that into consideration. If they've never been in the product anymore, they will try to debut them somewhere close to where they came from.
Yeah. No,
just to help that initial crowd pop.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Man, Penta's been on fire. Wait till his brother comes in, though, folks. Just wait till Ray Phoenix comes in. You guys are all in awe right now. All right, look, there's gonna be people and be like, ho, where's this guy been? Yeah.
Mr. Yu says he doesn't necessarily have universal appeal, but he can think of one lucha who does. Okay, well, let us in on who you think that is.
I think he said, I think I can't. I don't know.
Oh, can't. Okay, I can't. Sorry, I misread that. He did say can't. That's my bad.
Okay, cool. I read it right.
That's why there's two of us. If one of us messes up, the other one will catch it. I do too. I love the fact that his family was in the audience.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Again, nobody knowing who that little girl was. When they cut to her the first time, they go, wait, that little girl's crying. What the hell? And then you learn it's his daughter, and that makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. They cut to her the second time. I looked at my wife and was like, that's his daughter.
They respected that. New Japan would be fighting off. That's very true.
Yeah.
There's a reason they don't. But yeah, I mean, wrestling now will be, it is growing bigger and bigger with every company. And not just WWE, with AEW, with TNA, all these deals that everybody's making, working with each other and crossing those lines, wrestling is going to be bigger than ever. And it's only going to grow, and it's only going to get bigger.
Look at what GCW is doing. They're creating some really big stars now. Not big stars, but like they're popping off, and it's actually starting pretty quick. Yeah.
Definitely. Next up, you had the main event, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, which is another really good match, WrestleMania rematch. This was an okay match. It really wasn't about the match. It was what happened. These two guys are going to put on great matches all the time because they're very reliable. They're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
Kind of like you put on there on the bottom, did Sammy really mean to kick Seth, or did he? And hold on, before you answer, I would love to see Death Triangle on WWE as well.
Oh yeah.
So what'd you think of the match?
Listen, I thought the match, like you said, it was just a good TV match. Nothing to write home about. And it what was it? A roll up that won it? 1, 2, 3. I don't think he hit the. Did he hit the finisher on him? Monday was a few days ago.
Honestly, I don't remember. This match was just kind of okay for me. It wasn't obviously not the best match in the world.
But the ending, that's I thought that was smooth though. I was looking for the Halloumi kick. picture where the whole time, and I could not find it whatsoever. So, but yeah, no, I don't know if he meant to hit him. The way it looks like he's like, oh crap. But at the same time, I mean, Kevin Owens did come out and say, hey, you're my brother, and I know you're going to do the right thing.
Yeah. I don't think they did, only because they don't want Sammy to be a heel.
No, and that's
especially if they're going to go into if they do what I think they're going to do and have another Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn program, another feud coming forward after the whole Cody Rhodes thing gets done. They don't want Sammy to be a heel, so he's never going to come out and say I did it on purpose. Seth Rollins is going to come out and accuse him that, because Seth Rollins has slowly but surely started turning more heel after the CM Punk match and all that. Or even during that build-up, he's been more of a heel. So he's definitely. It's never going to come out that he hit him on purpose. They're never going to do that story, because they don't want Sammy's not great as a heel to me. We talked about Kevin Owens, a few people that are really good as heels.
Yeah,
I don't like Sammy. I don't like Sammy as a heel. I just don't think he's set to play that character.
No,
it's just not who he is. And Pac needs to change it. I like what Pac's doing. He doesn't get on TV as much as possible for whatever, but I like Pac in AEW. I like what he's been doing. He puts on great matches. We will talk about one of them here later on, because he just had a match on Dynamite.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm one of the few apparently on the IWC that like the Death Riders. I don't know.
I told you
a lot of hate.
Yeah, no, I like them
one
too.
Of the few. I didn't say the only one.
I was gonna say
I'm one of the few.
See, this is why I can't hear.
Oh, okay. So your comment was about whether or not Drew his finisher. So he did his finisher. Okay.
Oh, you did?
I did misunderstood. I did misunderstood. Thank you for clarifying. Because I thought you were talking about whether Sammy meant to hit him. That you were saying you thought Sammy meant to hit him. So, because it was right after we had talked about that. I know there's a delay or something, but thank you for clarifying. We appreciate it. Next up for next week, we do have a championship tag team title match. It is the War Raiders against the Judgment Day Lights. Apparently Finn wasn't at the show. They don't know if he's going to be at next week's show. So you get JD McDonough and that other guy, whoever that is. Who do you think will take this match?
War Raiders. I hate to say it. I love Dom and everything, but it's Judgment Day's going this way. They're breaking up, so it's going to be the War Raiders. But yeah, no.
I really put this in there because I just really wanted you to say that.
I was looking for this graphic too. This whole week I was looking at that graphic, like, man, I gotta say Dom's gonna lose, and I'm gonna hate my life.
It's okay. Every now and then you have to say it.
Every now and then.
Yeah, I agree. I think the War Raiders take it. Like I said, I think they're actually going to end up setting up the War Raiders. There's some good tag teams. You think about the AOP with Karrion Kross right there.
Oh yeah.
You think about the New Day, who's now a good heel tag team.
Yep.
So I mean, you could very well have some really good tag matches with the War Raiders and a lot of the heel tags that are on there. Plus, you don't know who's coming over. I think A-Town Down can use a change of scenery. Move them over to Raw. Especially if you're going to bring up somebody like Fraxium. I think they would work better on SmackDown, because there's not a ton of babyface teams on SmackDown right now, because you've got most of the guys acting like heels on the tag team division. So I think they would do better on SmackDown. So you move somebody like A-Town down over, or even I think Pretty Deadly could probably use a change of scenery more the way they're getting used on SmackDown. They could probably use a change a lot.
Adam Pearce would know how to use them.
Yeah, he would. But definitely going to be a good match, and look forward. I don't think Dom will take the pin, so maybe that will make you feel a little better. I think
that does make me. That's what I thought too, and that makes me feel a lot better, because I think Finn Balor comes back and costs them the match, and he's like, "Yeah." If you guys just heard that,
agree. No, I think so. I could see that where Finn comes back saying, "What the hell, guys? This is supposed to be my match? Me and JD are the tag team. What are you doing out here, Dom?" And they get cross wires and get hit or something like that. So I could definitely see that.
But I've also been all right. So I follow a couple of Dom pages, Dirty Dom pages, and yeah, right. And there's like rumors going around in a little community of ours that Malachi Black could be the new leader here soon. And you know how cool that would be? Right? Him and Dom, being, the Black Arts of Lucha Libre. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You guys know, yeah. And there's Stays
So,
Heel.
and you didn't have it on there, but is that who you think the phone number was that he gave to Chad Gable?
Well, I mean, Zelina Vega posted up a photo today, and it had Aleister Black at the Performance Center. So, or Malachi Black, Aleister Black, whatever. I don't know.
It's
know.
Aleister in WWE. If he's
Yes.
left AEW, Malachi Black is dead.
Well, yeah, because now
Aleister Black is back. If and when he comes back, I'm not going to assume.
Listen, I would like to keep him Malachi. That'd be cool. Yeah.
I think they've probably still got Aleister trademarked from when he was there last time.
Yeah.
Again, one of those things where he's not a Cody Rhodes where you bring him back with a different name from Stardust, or somebody like that where you bring him back with a different name and people will know who he is.
Yeah.
He needs to come back as Aleister since he was there as Aleister before.
Hopefully,
he needs to have the same entrance.
That's what you're saying now. Hopefully,
Yeah.
he gets the same.
I want to see the entrance where he rises up like that, and if they don't do that, they're missing out 100%. But I don't know how quickly he's going to be back. Depending on which rumor you hear, it could be mid-February, so it could be in the next month. But
I was thinking March.
It really depends.
I was hearing March.
But if they're trying to pay off this storyline a little bit faster, there's somebody else that it could be that may or may not be in Dom's family. You used to be a good luchador, has kind of a heelish kind of gimmick, and it could be Chavo Guerrero.
I was just thinking that. I
would love to see Chavo Guerrero because he even had what was his Americanized gimmick that he had for a while, where he was wearing the cardigans and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the
name. I can't remember the name of the gimmick, but I mean, he even had that would play perfect if he came back as that character.
As long as we
trying to train Chad Gable. Yeah, I mean that's there's some behind the scenes stuff that may stop that from happening, but who knows? But that's who I wish it would be, because obviously he's a former luchador. He's one of the part of the Guerrero family. He would be the perfect person to teach Chad Gable the art of lucha. So, but they did make the reference, the Black Arts thing. I know was a reference to, or seemingly a reference to Aleister Black's gym. It's called Black Arts Wrestling or something like that. So, who knows, man? I mean, and that's one of the good things about WWE is it could be 10 different things at this point.
Yeah,
it could be something that we're not even thinking about.
It could be Matt Cardona. Okay.
Now, I don't know why he would come in as a lucha expert there.
That crap would be hilarious.
It could be Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross started his career in Mexico. He spent like the first 2 or 3 years in Mexico, lived in Mexico, training with luchadors and all that. He's talked about it on a ton of interviews. That could very easily be him.
Could be Chelsea Green. She did a lot of that luchador stuff as well. I mean, that's a good point. She had a lot of experience in the Lucha Underground and also in the Mexican independent circuit. So, could be Chelsea. That'd be dope, though. Think about it. The United States champion.
Was it Lindsay that just re-signed too? It was somebody from them that just re-signed. So it could be just them bringing him back.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways that could go. All right. Anything else from Raw that you can remember, brother?
No, not really. No. Except that opener, man. That's what I had on there. That opener was nice.
Yeah. All right. We will move on over to SmackDown from last week. Rey Mysterio shows up again. Shows up at SmackDown and returns home and enters the Rumble, declares himself for the Royal Rumble, then gets interrupted by Kevin Owens and challenged to a match later on in the night. It was a good opening segment. Anytime you get Kevin Owens on the microphone, it's always really good, especially this new heel character. The match was really good, obviously. What do you think about it?
I like the fact that Owens is going around Sammy, Ray, everybody. He's like, when I win, I want you to pick me. And I love that. Like he's already saying, this is mine, and they're all like, whoa, Cody's the champion. But when he called Kevin Owens. He's like, whoa, you're acting like my son Dominic. That's when he snapped, and then they try to throw it. Michael Cole? No, it was Joe. Sorry, Joe was all. Oh, every time he hears Cody Rhodes anything, Cody Rhodes, he snaps. I was like, yeah. He goes, I'm nothing like Dominic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those characters, and it was funny going back to the New Day too, how Dom kind of did that to them.
Yeah.
And they were like, man, if anybody understands, you do. And Dom's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So people doing that to Dom, now Dom's doing that to the New Day. So
Yeah.
it's good that kind of comes full circle.
It is funny.
But yeah, I'm excited about the ladder match. I don't think Kevin Owens will win. I could change my mind before we do our predictions next week. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. The match was really good. Rey Mysterio going up against Kevin Owens is always a good match. Kevin Owens is one of those few people that can wrestle any type of match out there. It doesn't matter who he's wrestling. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Next up, you had Solo coming back, who was supposed to talk. Comes out after a beatdown again. After they beat down Jimmy Uso, sorry. Comes out, doesn't say a word. Holds out the mic, drops it, walks away. So before we go into the next part, which I know you'll be excited about, where do you think that part is going with Solo just coming out, dropping the mic, and walking away? What are they doing with Solo?
First thing, did you see? I was trying to find the picture so we can have 4 in this because I wanted to talk about Jimmy's entrance when he first came out. He's like, talking about how it's his turn to get, his singles title. I thought he had a great promo coming out. I still like Jimmy over Jay. All right, but the Solo stuff, I think they're setting this up. I think they're setting this up for like a rebellion. Like Solo is about to snap. He's not the tribal chief no more. He's got no Ulufala. He's got no tribe. Okay, so what's after that? Rebellion. Now he's going to rebel. He's not going to acknowledge Roman. He's going to keep the Civil War going. And the reason why I say that is because, what is it, 2 heads, 1 table? That guy, and there's a few other guys. They've been kind of persuading me with some of these tweets that they've been doing, and I've been reading what they're talking about. I'm like, ooh, okay, that's actually interesting. I like that. So some of my stuff is coming from those guys. They're persuading me on this stuff,
So I think he actually ends up going back to Roman. I think this is the way to kind of kick the can down the road a little bit since they knew Roman's not going to be here until next week. I think he's going to be back next SmackDown. So I think that's where it'll really come to a head. We'll find out. Is it? Oh, that's right. It is Monday. He's coming back on Monday. It'll probably kick off there. We'll find out what Solo's going to do. Either actually one way or the other. I actually want him to go back to Roman and work his way back into the good graces and become the enforcer that we loved a year and a half ago. And then let Jacob and all those guys, because if you notice, and this is what we're going to talk about next, after Solo leaves, Jacob picks up the mic and cuts a fire promo.
Fire.
But if you notice, the promo wasn't about we. The promo was about him.
Yep.
It was a very singular promo from Jacob, which we've never really heard before. It's always been about we've done this and we're tired of this and we do that. The promo Friday was all about Jacob. So I think he's actually poised to become the new leader of that group and then to take on the reformed original bloodline once Solo works his way back in. And then you have a team led when Tonga Loa comes back. You've got Tama Tonga. Because if you notice, when they said that shot setting up, Tama Tonga wasn't going for the mic. Tama Tonga was like, hey, you take the mic. He was urging Jacob to take the mic. It wasn't like they were fighting over it. Tama Tonga stepped in line and said, this is yours, big dog. Take it.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no, I saw that. No, I whatever they're doing with him is going to be great. Jacob Fatu, we all know that. And to set up a match, singles match, him versus Braun, I hope they reinforce that ring. I really hope they reinforce that ring that night.
They better. They did definitely set up a match for this Saturday at Main Event, which we will which we are still having our predictions later on in the show, so we will talk about that there. Does set up that match, which I think will be a really good match. I hope they do a lot more with Jacob. Obviously, we both think he's going to be the huge breakout for this year. Not that he wasn't a breakout star last year. He came on the scene and lit the world on fire. but I think it's only going to get bigger and better coming up this year. I agree. It is going to be a fantastic match, Lady Alpha. Next up, you had the Motor City Machine Guns, which we talked about earlier, going against Los Garzas in what I thought was really a fire match. I mean,
I thought it was a banger.
These two teams, heck yeah, man! They were killing it. Some of the moves they were pulling that you'd never seen before. Some of the tag team moves, definitely a great match. Motor City Machine Guns get the win. Obviously, setting up probably another tag team match between them and DIY, which I'm kind of tired of seeing already. And I get it. From what I understand, I guess the Street Profits are injured, which is why we haven't really seen them. One of them is injured, probably not both of them. Hopefully they get well soon. And because I missed the Street Profits on SmackDown. I don't know your thoughts, but I mean, I'm already kind of tired of Motor City Machine Guns and DIY.
Oh, I am too. And I was hoping Los Garza got the win because they deserve a tag team title match. All right. Did you see what they did? Those guys, those two, they got great chemistry together. Those two know how to work together. I really like Humberto and I like Angel. Those two know how to do things, and it's smooth with what they're doing. Ever since they joined Legado del Fantasma, they've been on fire. They really have, and I really think that SmackDown has an edge tag team wise over Raw because they got tag teams like the Street Profits, MCMG, DIY doing their thing now. You got Pretty Deadly that can actually go with anybody if you give them a chance, and you got Los Garzas coming in and doing their thing. A-Town Down Under. You know, they got a lot of good tag teams over in SmackDown, which, like you said, somebody's gonna have to go over to Raw here soon. Yeah.
And I thought about Los Garzas, but I don't want them breaking up Legado, and I don't want Legado on there because all you're going to do is get back into Legado against LWO again.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. So I want them to stay on SmackDown. That's why I didn't include them in the Pretty Deadly or A-Town Down Under discussion earlier about somebody moving to Raw.
Yeah.
I forgot about Raw, too. You mentioned Pete Dunne. You know, his tag team partner's coming back pretty soon, too, Tyler Bate. He's not far from coming back, too. So if they can start bolstering up that tag team division over there at Raw, that will definitely help. Like I said, you get one of these teams, or maybe they just put Fraxium over there. You know, maybe they just put them directly on Raw and let them go.
I don't know because they got that TNA stuff going on now.
That's true, and they've done some stuff with that. But definitely, I agree. The tag team division on SmackDown is a lot better than on Raw right now because you really only got 3 tag teams that are featured right now. Because even with the AOP being over there, they're not really shown a lot unless there is a group.
Have you noticed that? I'm not saying Nick Aldis is running the show, you know, the bookings and stuff, but if we're going to give a nod and credit to, you're going to give it to the GM because, you know, you don't really know who's producing. You know, sometimes you get to know and whatnot. But all right, so can we say that ever since MG came in, to build around them as the face of the tag team division for SmackDown was actually a smart idea because those guys they've taken it. They've taken that ball and they ran with it. They're running with it further than what anybody else has so far run since the Usos have run with it. I mean, when you had the Usos and the New Day and the Usos and the New Day, you know, going back and forth, that was beautiful. But that was just 1-2 tag teams at that time. Now you got multiple. And now it's really believable that Los Garza could be tag team champions. It's really believable because we've seen it is after that match. It's very believable. And the week before too, we were talking about it as well. They were putting on a great match the week before. So I mean, they've gotten really good, and I like these teams.
Heck yeah. Next up, you have the women's title match. Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley, which we've already talked about, has moved over to Raw, so it's kind of anticlimactic. We know who won. It is still Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton comes out on top in a really good match. I think this is obviously it was Bayley's send-off with her moving on to Raw the Monday after. Great for Bayley to put her over. And I'll stop right here to mention, shout out to Bayley.
Yep.
She has been on 6 consecutive, I think is what I saw, 6 consecutive WWE shows now.
Yep.
Between SmackDown, Raw, and NXT.
Yep.
So I doubt she's on SmackDown, so she will probably break that streak at 6. Because I doubt she's on SmackDown tomorrow night, but then she'll probably be on Raw the next week. And she's got the NXT match. And she's got Royal Rumble coming out. Bayley's going to be all over the place in 2025, and I'm here for it.
The workhorse.
Heck yeah, let her do it. Let her be everywhere. Let her go everywhere. Putting over talent. She's going to make Roxanne look like $1 million. She made Tiffany Stratton look like $1 million. She's going to make Nia Jax look that way too. She already has with the feud they had before she left. But just shout out to Bayley, being everywhere, going all over the place, being the face of the women's division. Obviously, we know we've got people coming back who may vie for that, but shout out to Bayley. I wanted to do that before we went any further. But what did you think of the match?
Loved it. Like you said, it was a great match. A great send-off for Bayley. She is the role model for a reason, right? She knows how to put people over. She's probably the best female wrestler not on WWE, not on the planet, but like veteran-wise. That not the whole thing, the veteran-wise I'm talking about. But she's been doing it since day one, though. You know, she's gotten better and better and better. You know, she was the weak link, the runt of the 4 horsewomen. You know, and ever since the one left behind, and ever since though, NXT Championship, WWE Women's Championship, WWE Raw Women's Championship, SmackDown Women's Championship. The list goes on. Tag Team Champion. She made Damage Control phenomenal. You know, that could have been phenomenal by itself, but she took it to another level. Look, Bayley Esteban will say it like this. She's a goddess when it comes down to being a pro wrestler. All right. She is the one that you want to cheer for. You want to give a hug to. And you know what? I'm here for it. Every Wednesday, I would love to Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I would love to see her high five.
You got her going to AEW. What the hell?
Sorry, my bad. Every Tuesday, I would love to see her high five EC at the Performance Center. Bertouche, what's up?
Yeah, that was awesome. For those who don't know what we're talking about, I think most of the people in the audience do. EC is a friend of ours. He was on the show with us when Mr. U was also here. We were a 4-man group. Life kind of got in the way. They all went on to do bigger and better things. EC is doing shows, taking pictures and being at the shows. Mr. U is working on a lot of stuff too. His podcast, he's actually on earlier tonight on Thursdays. So make sure you go check out the T3 and everything else he's putting out. He's putting out a ton of content. But the main one earlier tonight, I want to say it's 7:00 Eastern time. On the They Call Me Mr. U podcast. It's the T3, that Thursday thing with him and Shane and Herb. And I know he's got some other plans going for that. So, but yeah, EC is he's in the crowd at NXT every Tuesday. And if you'll notice, when Bayley made her entrance, she went over and fist bumped somebody. So if you've ever wondered who EC is and didn't watch the show from the beginning, that's EC. He had prominent TV time for a couple seconds while she was giving him a fist bump, and I'm here for it. To love it.
Love it.
And yeah, shout out to Bayley for that too, for showing love to EC every time. And it's not just hair. She finds him every time she has an entrance. If he's on the entranceway, she finds him. They apparently he lives down there in NXT. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that if he ever wants to tell that story, he's more than welcome to. I'm not going to get into it because it's not my story to tell. Yep. But yeah, definitely love you, EC. Hopefully everything's going well, and we'd love to have you back at some point. And then we got the Charlotte Flair return video. I guess obviously kind of teasing. Look, this is obviously Tiffany's next big match.
Yes.
But my question is really, before Charlotte Flair, who we all think is coming back at the Royal Rumble, who is Tiffany's next match?
I don't know. That's a good one. Candace? Nah, Nia?
Maybe Nia. Either Nia. I think she will go Candace before Nia. She'll probably hit Candace a couple times on SmackDown and then maybe hit Nia at Elimination Chamber. Depending on who you think is going to win the Rumble, the other show will get the Elimination Chamber. So if somebody from SmackDown wins there, then you don't have an Elimination Chamber for them. So the champion will probably be on that night. So I think it may be Nia and Tiffany at Elimination Chamber. But I think Candice LeRae will probably be a stopgap and have a couple of matches with her in February till they get to that. But yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking too. It would be Candice. But definitely waiting on Charlotte. And I guess the elephant in the room, the question that everybody's wondering, is the return going to happen at the Royal Rumble, or do you think it's down the line?
I hope it's at the Rumble. If it's not at the Rumble, give it to me in Toronto. where she shows up. Tiffany beats Nia. Let's say that, right? Tiffany beats Nia, and Charlotte shows up, all right, and gets one more Charlotte Flair treatment before she introduces the new character after WrestleMania, and she gets her title shot without even having to wrestle. Yeah, and that's that I'm just saying that's I've said it a few weeks ago, that I do believe that Bailey and Roxanne is the passing of the torch. Like that's your passing of the torch. You have Lyra and Becky. Now you got Charlotte and Tiffany. Yeah, Tiffany, and I think that's the passing of the torch. So, I'm still waiting to see Mercedes, but I do believe that's your WrestleMania match. And I know everyone's like, "Oh, she's coming out with a new character." Well, new characters normally come in after WrestleMania anyway. When you start opening up a new bag of worms, like the Boogeyman and everything. So maybe hold off the new character side, like CM Punk, for instance. He was still CM Punk, best in the world with the Fire Burns the night he won the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank. And the next night he comes out with Cult of Personality.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, she's probably the one to WrestleMania.
Yep.
All right. Next up, AEW Dynamite last night.
I forgot to change that. Sorry.
What do you mean? Oh, the Maximum Carnage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. If you hadn't said it, I wouldn't have noticed it because I was going to go past it really quick.
Oh, my bad.
We have new tag team champions. I know. Well, I would say maybe it hurts your heart because I know you are a huge Private Party fan. But I mean, it's hard to deny Lashley and Benjamin. The Hurt Syndicate win their first titles in AEW. Bobby Lashley's first title since 2022, I think. Shelton Benjamin's first title since 2021. Great match. I wish Private Party could have had a better title run. I think they only defended them twice before this.
Yes.
So they didn't really use them a lot like you hoped they would once they got the titles. But yeah, it's hard to argue with that booking decision.
So I like this for Shelton and for Bobby, but look, if anybody knows, I got into not really a Twitter war, but I got owned by Shelton Benjamin because I called him Sheldon. Sorry, Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, not Shelton. All right, so that was my fault. And autocorrect, I need to proofread shit. All right, so but still, it's cool. But I saw this thing earlier. And it just makes you think, does AEW really want to build stars with the older talent, or are they trying to get the younger talent to come up and take over the bigger stars? Because it seems like a lot of their champions are over 40 years old, 45 plus. If you think about it, Private Party was one of the youngest champions that they had. Now, Moxley's 46, 47. These guys are in their 50s. And no, there's no knock to them whatsoever. It's just, I feel like for 5 years.
Look at some of the other champions. They've still got Takeshita. They've still got Garcia, who are younger champions that are representing some of the younger brands. So they still have some of that there. It's not all older. I mean, yes, at the top of the card it is. But hopefully this will be something kind of the same, not necessarily the same as the Death Riders, but where they can come dominate the tag team and have another team step up and build themselves.
That's what I was.
Even if it's Private Party, maybe they come back and get their lick back.
That'd be cool. Just don't give it to FTR. All right, good God.
For the 75th time.
Or Nicky Mac Jackson, please, for the love of God, keep them away until 2028.
Aren't they New Japan champions right now, or something like that? Didn't they win champions over there? I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did. Yeah, because they were like, we can put these over to AEW.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I don't want to see either one of those teams be a champion for a little while. All right, next up, AR Fox and Swerve. Good to see Swerve getting some match, and AR Fox always puts on a good match. What do you think?
I freaking love it. And these guys been doing this since Lucha Underground. So if anybody doesn't know that, go look up some Lucha Underground when it was Killshot and who was the other guy? I can't think of his name right now.
Something. If Fox was still in the name, I don't remember the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it was Dante Fox.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I don't remember. But either way, go watch that. right? And it's almost mirrored to this. Not like, same thing, boom, 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 but it's the smoothness, the beautifulness, the storytelling, everything about it mirrors what they did. It's not move for move. It's not segment, it wasn't like that. It was beautiful, and I loved it. The whole Ricochet thing at the end, though. What do you have? The golden scissors? What? I got lost there. Did I just turn you down? I don't know. Say something. I lost you. Yeah, nobody. I can't hear him. We lost Big Mike, guys. Houston, we have a problem. Oh, wait, no, he's in Alabama. Alabama, we have a problem.
You hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Sorry, technical difficulties there, everybody. Sorry. I know that was probably the best 30 seconds of the show where you couldn't hear me. But I'm back, better than ever. And yeah, it's a great match. The scissors were the golden scissors. They're the same scissors that he attacked Swerve with a couple weeks ago.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Where he's going with that now. And Stampede coming in. Appreciate you, Stampede. What's up?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's the same scissors when he busted him open a few weeks ago. And I missed this when I was trying to fix our his mention on the tag team. Seemed to be going a heavyweight direction. I could see that because you've got the murder cage that I call them with Archer and those guys. You've got some other tag teams there. They were bigger in stature, so I definitely can see that. And then mention Takeshita. It's actually Takeshita and Shibata announced for this Saturday's Collision. And then an even bigger match. Do you have the tag team that they announced on Wednesday? I don't remember if you have that slide on there.
No, I was looking for those graphic cards. I can't find any of them.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll talk about it towards the end. And then the Gates of Agony is a team to watch. There you go.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Stampede, he's our resident expert on pretty much everything wrestling.
He's
we go to him for a lot of information. Watches a ton of wrestling. We appreciate you coming in.
Great guy.
Great guy. Knowledge for everything that we don't. He will definitely let us know. When we miss something or something like that, and we appreciate the hell out of that.
Love it.
All right, moving on next, you had Jamie Hayter defeats Julia Hart. I didn't get to see this match, kind of in and out for Dynamite, so I'll let you describe this match to me.
Well, shit, now I gotta get my notes out for this one. Either way, I didn't get to watch this because my kids were being loud.
Okay, so needless to say, neither one of us got a chance to watch. Stampede, if you got to watch the match, let us know what you thought of it.
Please.
I do want to make mention of the trio now of Julia Hart, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King. Without Malachi Black, it's I like the promo. The only thing I didn't like was at the end where it says when one barks, we all bark, and then he barks by himself.
Yeah, that one.
And then they don't do it. So that kind of seemed weird to me, but that's a very nitpicky thing. Overall, I like all three of them are really good, are great. And Julia Hart, she has improved a ton. I remember seeing a couple matches of her early on where I was like, yeah, she's okay. But here recently, she's turned it up a lot. I'm really impressed with her. With the matches she's been putting on, the character she has, the part of the promo she had with those two guys, I think that group's going to do just fine without Malachi Black. They may even do a little better just because there's not that other weight on there. Obviously, behind the scenes stuff we won't go into, but 100%, I love the way that trio's going. I would imagine this is probably a great match because Jamie Hayter was really good. Julia Hart's there. I don't know where it goes from there because obviously I didn't get to see it. Are you there, Sped? Nope.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to find my notes because they got. I'm sitting here trying to find it all.
Going. Keep going. You're fine. And there's the thanks guys from Stampede. Nice. We'll give you a wave. Then you have the main event. Pac and Cope in the main event. Obviously ends with the way most Dynamites do these days, with the Death Riders coming out and attacking everybody at the end. And let's see. Let me go back to Mr. Yu's comment earlier about this is when he was talking about Pac and the Death Riders versus Death Triangle. And I said, Pac, I thought was doing fine. He says he's not an enforcer. Needs to get some title gold. So you can't really get into the faction deaths, right? I agree. I mean, obviously it was a trio, so it wasn't technically a faction there because they've got the other guys now in the Death Riders. He does get kind of lost in the shuffle, especially because he's not there every week. So I think in some respects in that group, he gets kind of shuffled back because you see Wheeler Yuta, you see Claudio week after week there. But I mean, I'm good with it. What were you saying?
I just don't understand Wheeler Yuta. I mean, you got so many other guys that could be aura level with. I would call him Cesaro because I keep screwing up his Claudio. You got guys that can match him and freaking Mox and Pac in intensity, aura, and on the mic. You know, all three, and especially on the mat.
He's the X-Pac of the group.
Oh yeah.
So, but there again, X-Pac does. He had space in those groups, whether it was NWO, whether it was DX.
Yeah,
you need to have space for that in the group. He completes a stable, you know, because he's different than the rest of them.
The way they left those guys laying, though, that was great. This stuff I really do enjoy.
Okay.
Okay, cool. But yeah, no, I enjoyed this whole segment. You know, the match was good, but the segment after where, you know, they show what was that? Dax tied up and everybody else is laid the hell out, and then here comes Mox and he's choking out Cope. I was gonna call him Edge, but he was choking him out. You know, the whole thing is cool. But like I asked, is this a reset for what? Did this feel like a reset to you for the Death Riders? Because that's what I've been hearing. You know, like for the last last 24 hours, people were like, well, was this a reset? You know, because it made it feel more. People were kind of last couple of weeks. They were complaining about complacency and things not going the right, you know, how it was and stuff before, and now they're back to killing everybody again.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they lost kind of some of their aura when last week or the week before when they had the Rockers there and they just taped them to a rig and then walked away.
Yeah,
that was it. It didn't fit their character. Now they're out there killing people again. This is the way they need to go.
Yes,
they need to keep their edge. They're called the Death Riders for a reason. They're not called I'm going to tape you to a metal bar. But here's Stampede's thought on Wheeler Yuta. He's a vastly underrated wrestler who does a lot of little things that are very important, and he does them very well. So I mean,
those guys are valuable. I mean,
he's
right.
He's there for a reason. That's kind of what I was trying to say. I didn't say it as well as Stampede did, but he's there for a reason. He deserves to be there. He's not as popular as the other guys, just because they're more well known. You know, but he does a lot of stuff. He's a really good wrestler. He belongs in the group. He gives them something different. Hangman, again, in and out. I've seen replays of it where it was him and Christopher Daniels talking.
Yeah, he's like,
I didn't get to see that whole segment because it was, like I said, I was in and out for the show. I didn't get to watch the whole show. But him retiring Christopher Daniels on Collision last night was a great match. I did get to watch that, and just shout out to Christopher Daniels, man, who's been in this business for decades,
for a long time,
killing it.
Yeah.
I hope it's not his last match. I don't. And Stampede, maybe you can shed some light on this. I know they're saying kind of the same thing they did with Bryan Danielson, that his doctors have told him not to wrestle again. I don't know if that's if that's real or not. If it is, I hope he gets better. Hopefully, and obviously he's been a producer. He's been behind the scenes for a while, so he obviously has a lot of other things going on that he can do. But yeah, hopefully his health is number one, and then he gets that taken care of where he's back to normal there. I'd love to see another match with Christopher Daniels at some point. I think that would be awesome. All right. That is all for AEW. Is there anything else that you had on the show since you got to see more of it than I did?
I was going to talk about the Hangman stuff, but you already did it. So it's
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, it's good. It's good. The part where there's someone, I didn't notice it when I saw it, but you saw his Hangman got soft for a second when Daniels came out and was like, I'm done with the neck brace and everything. You retired me and stuff like that. And you can see it on his face that he got kind of like, whoa, damn. What did I just do?
Yeah, and there's a little context. Yeah, he retired, Daniels. He's been wanting to stop it for a little bit now and chose to hang it. And yeah, I mean that's a huge shout. I mean, Christopher Daniels is a legend.
Yeah, he is
And
a legend.
I could see him getting choked up. You know, if a legend chooses me to end his career,
Yep.
hey, that's probably one of the biggest compliments any wrestler can show you.
Yep. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that 100%. I mean, I could see where he would get choked up. Hopefully, that plays more into his character too. Hopefully, they let that be part of his character development as far as Hangman's concerned. I don't want him to lose his edge because he's obviously been a little off the hinges and crazy in the past few months or
And it's been nice.
years, really.
It's been nice.
So, but hopefully that turns some character development in Hangman where you get to see more layers of his character. All right, moving on to Saturday night's main event coming up in 2 nights this Saturday, just the week before the Royal Rumble. So it's a little bit heavy as far as matches. This will be a non-title match because of the previously mentioned run-in Royal Rumble that we're having next week. Sped's crown will be on the line there, so I am not making him defend it tonight. Actually, I say that I'm being nice. He actually told me he wasn't going to defend it. I can't force him to. I guess it's his crown. So,
My damn.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But it will definitely be on the line next week for our run-in Royal Rumble predictions. So it's a non-title match, so we will see what happens. Always good to keep your wits about you, keep your game sharp. So let's get into it. First up, you've got the Intercontinental match between Braun Breaker and Sheamus. Again, a rematch from a few times. I'll let you go first on this one. Who you got, man?
I got a DQ from what's his name? Kaiser. They're setting something up between the three. Yeah.
Who gets the win? Who wins the match?
I think look. So I don't know how they've been doing this lately. They've been just throwing it out because they both get attacked, I guess, but he hits Sheamus first and then he goes after Braun because that's what he wants. He wants the IC title. So I see that, being added to Royal Rumble, triple threat. That's where Sheamus wins. So it's going to be a throwout, I guess. I want to say,
a no contest is what
a
you're
no
trying
contest. Yeah, I just want to say
that's what
that.
you're trying to say.
So that way it goes into a triple threat.
Okay. So I think we get the triple threat down the road. I don't know that he interferes Saturday night. I actually think Braun Breaker just gets the win. He may interfere. He may come out and distract Sheamus or hit Sheamus or do something behind the back, but I think Braun Breaker gets the win. They need to let Braun Breaker win some because he hasn't been, there hadn't been in a match in a month, maybe.
It feels like forever. It feels like forever. It does.
So he definitely needs to be in a match. He needs to get a win. As much as I want to see Sheamus win this belt, I think he will do it in WrestleMania. I think that's going to be down far down the road on WrestleMania. Good Lord, I can't talk. But I think he gets the win here. Stampede thinks Braun wins by DQ. Kind of the same thing. It leads to a three-way at some point.
Yeah.
We're all kind of the same way. You think it's going to be a no contest. I think Braun gets the win. Lady Alpha thinks Braun gets the win.
Yeah, see, I would say Braun. If I have to say, no contest is not a thing, and then I would have to go Braun, yes. But I do think Kaiser's going to, attack, and he's going to get involved somehow,
But we all pretty much think Kaiser's going to get involved, and Kaiser, they're setting up a triple threat match for later.
Somewhere.
And hopefully it's as good as the triple threat match that Sheamus and Drew and Gunther? Yeah. Sheamus, Drew, and Gunther had a couple years ago. Hopefully it's half as good as that one at WrestleMania. But yeah. Lady Alpha in the house, is she related to Takeshita? That's nice. I like that.
I do like that.
And unfortunately, the Alpha won't get that joke because she doesn't watch AEW, but it's a nickname for one of the wrestlers in AEW. That's pretty awesome. Next up, you've got the match we mentioned earlier today, Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. And look, I mean, we could beat around the bush. We can talk all we want to. The fact is, Jacob Fatu is not losing this match.
No, hell no.
The bigger question is does it go longer than a couple of minutes, or does Jacob squash him?
I don't know. Look, it might be how Bronson Reed and Strowman did, but I'm telling you right now, they need to reinforce that ring. All right, that ring needs to be reinforced because if they're gonna let them go 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes for 500 plus pounds, maybe more than that. More than that, that's got to be 700, 800 pounds, easy hitting that mat a lot. So reinforce that bit.
This is going to be an unpopular thought, but I don't even want it to go as long as the one him and Bronson Reed did. I want Jacob to beat him in like 3 minutes.
Just Brock Lesnar
come out, go crazy, beat the crap out of him,
10 seconds,
and put him on the map. I mean,
yeah,
we all know he's great. We've seen him. We've heard his promos. Make sure everybody that's in that building and everybody watching on Saturday night knows that this is the man that's going to make a difference in WWE. And that's how you do it.
Yeah, he's going to destroy the monster. But think about this.
And Stampede, that's why we're not even discussing who we think is going to win, because we both know Jacob's going to win.
Yeah.
Is it a squash match or not?
Yeah, it is a squash.
I mean, Lady Alpha is, and I get it. Lady Alpha loves Braun Strowman. That's part of it too. Her heart comes into it. But Lady Alpha, there's no way. I love you, Lady Alpha. I like Braun Strowman. I'm a fan of his. There is zero chance.
He's still not finished with Roman, though. I'm not finished with
zero chance. And look, and if they come out and let Braun Strowman win, we're all going to look like idiots.
We're all going to be mad.
All of us except Lady Alpha, who actually said she's not sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's zero chance Braun Strowman wins.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. You have the women's championship match that was made on Monday night. Rhea Ripley defending her title against Nia Jax. I'll let you go first since I went first last time. I'll let you pick it.
As much as I would love to pick Nia, we all know what's about to be here, right? It's Mommy. It's the Eradicator. It's Rhea Ripley, all right? We all know that's how. But again, is this going to be a short match? Or is this one going to go 30 minutes? You know? And personally, I don't think it's going to go 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
30 may be stretching it. I don't think Nia's having a 30-minute match.
No, that's what I meant by long. 30 minutes long for her. That's long. And I love her to death.
That's pretty funny.
Sponge Braun red pants. Stop it.
That's pretty damn funny.
That's funny. Oh my God. I'm using that.
That's good shit.
That's good. That's good S word right there.
I said it. You can say it.
Okay, whatever. Either way,
I'm not going to get banned because you say the word shit. It's okay.
I still got Rhea winning this. There's no way she loses.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a squash. Obviously, it's not going to be a 30-minute match because, again, Nia's not putting on a 30-minute match.
No.
It could be a good 15 to 20-minute match, though.
Yeah, no.
I'd like it to go. Yeah, it needs to go a good bit of time.
Yes.
Obviously, and Stampede agrees, and so does Lady Alpha. Stampede 0, kind of the same thing you would with the other one. Yeah. Definitely Rhea, obviously. But this one, unlike the one we just talked about, needs to be a longer match.
Yes, it does. It does.
Let it showcase Nia. Let it showcase how. And really, you need it to showcase that Rhea can keep that sustained power, because it's only the longer this match goes, the better it will make Rhea look. The Braun Strowman and Jacob match, the faster that one ends with Jacob squashing him, the better Jacob looks. In this one, it's the complete opposite. The longer this match goes, where Rhea can still say that she's putting out power moves 20 minutes into the match, it will go. And maybe not 20 minutes. I see your comment there, Stampede. You'll poke both of your eyes out. And maybe 20 stretching it, but it definitely doesn't need to be a squash. It needs to go more than 5 to 10 minutes. I think it just makes Rhea look a whole lot better the longer this match goes, to show she can still keep that power consistently throughout a longer match. All right, next up, you've got the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther versus Jey Uso. Yeet. Go ahead. Who you got first, man?
Stampede, man. I think it was you that got me thinking. Okay. And I think it was you in that group chat that got me thinking, all right? Somebody in that group chat said, hey, think for a second, guys. What if they're going to do what they did with how they did with Braun
and the IC.
Braun, yeah, and they give the title to Jay, because Gunther versus Goldberg is supposed to be happening at Mania. They don't need a title for that. They don't need the title for that. Okay, so, but like, it got me thinking. It really does, and I don't know who to pick, man. I'm going Gunther.
It's Gunther. I don't
It's
think there's
so-
any way they let Jey Uso win it. If Gunther loses it before Mania, it's not to Jey Uso. There is one person that I think could beat him before Mania that would set up a different match. No, it would be CM Punk.
Oh yeah, that's set up a guy. Yeah, there's a few matches I could set up.
And there's a few different things. There's a longer convoluted way you can get Roman in there.
Yeah.
And let Roman, and this is just my brain. So somehow, some way, you let Roman, he loses the Royal Rumble, but has an interaction with Gunther. He's been on Monday Night Raw a lot more. So say at Elimination Chamber, he challenges for the World Championship with Gunther and beats Gunther for the World Championship. You've got whoever wins the Rumble not being CM Punk. CM Punk uses his favor with Paul Heyman, that Paul Heyman owes him, to get the spot to WrestleMania main event against Roman Reigns, and there's your WrestleMania match, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk.
Stipulation.
So we don't know if The Rock is going to be there, because who knows? I don't know if he will be or not, but I think CM Punk and Roman would be a great match. You've got the story there with the favor, with them teaming up. He kind of made a mention of it on his promo, where he said Roman needed my help to win War Games. There is a story there, and it's the harder part is getting Roman to have the title than getting CM Punk to be there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Maybe he uses the favor. Maybe CM Punk uses the favor to get the title shot at Elimination Chamber and wins it there, and then Roman goes after him after that. Who knows? But yeah, I definitely think Gunther wins this match and goes into Royal Rumble and wrestle in Elimination Chamber at least as champion. Stampede agrees. There's no way they're going to let the catchphrase win this match. So, he said so. Jay will win this match.
Yeah, see, I told
Jay
you.
will win.
He threw that freaking curveball at me too because he threw it. He was like, man, that's what I'm saying. It made me really think, man. Made me think real hard.
I highly doubt that The Rock will be at Mania for a match. I don't think so either. I know he's got some other stuff going on as well. But there you go, Stampede and Lady Alpha. I know you said you were torn. Did you ever get? Have you made a decision? Inquiring minds want to know.
Dun dun.
And then obviously it's not a match, but you do have the contract signing with the addendum of the contract for the ladder match at Royal Rumble.
Ah, man.
Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels being the special moderator, I guess is the best way to put it. I guess really the only question is what do you think the addendum will be?
If KO loses, he's got to go to Raw, maybe, or I don't know. Loser goes to Raw. I don't know. Maybe they quit WWE. Be like little.
They're not going to go that angle.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Honestly, Power Driver's banned.
That could honestly be part of it. Not yet. She'll post it tomorrow, so make sure you go follow Lady Alpha on Twitter or X, and she will post who she thinks is going to win there.
It's the Twitter.
If he thinks it's a special guest referee, that would be kind of and I get it. I know that would be a dumb addendum to add to it, especially the way they were fighting to have to sign it. Honestly, it needs to be something with some jeopardy. But I don't know. I mean, it could be a million things. Hopefully, it's not something so dumb as like a special guest referee, or it's you can't touch each other until Royal Rumble because you've got a week until Royal Rumble. That would be kind of dumb. If they'd have done this a month ago, that would be more entertaining, just to kind of build that suspense. But you're a week out. You don't. Who cares if you can touch each other? It's a week. Fight the crap out of each other until you get to Royal Rumble. Who cares? All right. Moving on to the Twitter post of the week. A wrestling veteran suggests that Kenny Omega goes to WWE, so he's not. I'll let you talk about this one. This was your choice. I don't know who said that, but
that was Conan. It was Conan. So I was reading it. I was reading it and whatnot, and that's why it says at the bottom. Do you agree with Conan? Do you think Kenny Omega would be a bigger star right now if he was in WWE versus where he's at in the, New Japan, AEW, etc.? I put that up there to see what everyone thinks. Personally, I agree with you. I don't agree with Conan. This was a big thing that was going on. No DQ. Aaron was talking about it, and a few others were talking about it. And personally, I agree with you. He is the man and should stay the man in AEW. He's having fun. I like what he's doing. He's more free. He will be freaking held back in WWE, and I get that. And you don't get the cleaner if you're in WWE. The cleaner only works in this environment that he's in right now.
Yeah, he's one of the ones that I don't think should go to WWE because I don't think he would keep the same presence. And I guess I could use the word aura as much as I hate that. So I mean, he's got 3 years left on his deal. Kind of what Stampede's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, he's been one of the best wrestlers on the planet for a long time. He didn't need WWE for that. He doesn't need WWE for it now. He didn't need AEW for it, to be completely honest. He adds more to AEW than AEW adds to Kenny Omega. And he would have done the same thing to WWE.
That's true.
WWE would have benefited a lot more from Kenny Omega than Kenny Omega would have done from WWE.
Yeah,
the only thing that may have done with WWE is maybe prolonged his career because his matches wouldn't be so hard hitting. He wouldn't have as many big hard hitting matches, so he wouldn't have taken as many of the bumps and everything.
Yeah,
so maybe that, and that's again, that's speculation, kind of splitting hairs. But no, he doesn't need WWE for anything.
No, and I think he should stay where he's at.
If he wants to pull an AJ in toward the last few years of his career, go to WWE just to say he did. And already go in as one of the best wrestlers in the world and have that aura kind of like AJ did towards the end. He's been doing it for a while at WWE. But that kind of pop or that kind of moment, sure. But no, Kenny Omega doesn't need anybody at this point. Kenny Omega is an entity upon himself.
Yes.
He could show up at GCW tomorrow, and GCW is a top promotion in the industries, and he's top 3 at that point.
Yes.
It's just the way it is.
Kenny Omega is amazing. I like the guy.
Yeah. Hey, that makes me feel good.
Yeah, you're right. No, I agree with that.
This is going on my resume right here. This comment, this is going on my resume now. I like it. Shows I'm smart.
At
least right there. You don't think I'm gonna clip this and put it up there?
Hey,
I'm gonna blow up Stampede's name. You were correct. Damn right.
Damn right.
That's what we do. I would love to see him with a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of great matches he can have.
Right. Yes.
But
that would
the
be
problem
beautiful.
is,
as
much as I love WWE, I'm a huge WWE fan. I would almost like to see Kenny Omega versus Tyler Black. That was his. I think that was his Ring of Honor name.
Yeah, that was his ring.
I mean, because again, the match is completely different outside of WWE. Yes, they would let them do some crazy stuff after a while, but the first match of Kenny Omega versus Tyler Black would be like we talked about with the Ospreay matches. Maybe not on that level because they've wrestled so many times they've got that chemistry, and if it was a first match, but it would be on there. Seth Rollins is that good.
It's Seth Rollins, yeah.
I mean,
Tyler Black was
WWE.
Dude,
WWE doesn't do that style. They're more about the entire product than the one match, and it's just the way it is. It's just a different style.
Yep.
So I would actually rather see Kenny Omega versus Tyler Black than Seth Rollins, if that makes a lot of sense.
No, I get it.
But not see. That's kind of the same way I was saying. Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yo, Tokyo Dome and Wrestle King. Oh my god! Yes. Shut up and take my money. Exactly. I would pay for that pay-per-view any day. Don't give me a freaking one of them crazy stream links or whatever. Give me the pay-per-view on that one.
Exactly. So definitely, but yeah, no, he doesn't. To answer the overall question, no, I don't agree with Conan on so many levels.
Oh yeah, no,
this.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I just wanted to throw that out there. But no, Kenny Omega doesn't need any specific company. Kenny Omega will make any company he's in because that's just who he is right now.
Yeah, no, you're right. All
right, moving on to the run-in matchmaker. You've got
The obvious
90s
choice.
Monday Night War edition. You've got Stone Cold, The Rock, Goldberg, and DDP. Always love DDP.
Bang.
Go up first. This is it's your baby. Who you got, brother?
I got The Rock winning, okay? Because he's going to do some shady stuff. 90s Rock, come on, man. Attitude Era Rock, that dude was shady as hell. We all know this, all right? That dude's smelling something. He's smelling Vince's ass, okay? So, but no, I have Rock, Austin beating each other up. Goldberg, DDP starting off with each other, of course. But it gets chaotic with, Goldberg hitting Rock with a spear. Diamond Cutter comes out of nowhere on Goldberg, and then here comes Stone Cold with the stunner, and then Rock gets up, bam, hits Austin with the rock bottom onto DDP, and then throws Austin out of the ring. 1, 2, 3. I made this one quick, short, to the point.
So you've got The Rock winning.
Yes, Rock pinning DDP. That was the obvious choice to get the pin.
So. This one's hard.
It was.
And it's hard in a lot of aspects. What makes it easy is the way you phrased it. It is a 90s Monday Night War edition of the Matchmaker.
Yes.
And there's something you're forgetting about the 90s Monday Night War. And that is Bill Goldberg did not lose.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
So if this is a 90s Monday Night War edition in that time period, there's no way Goldberg will lose.
But
Goldberg will jackhammer. You had your chance. This is my turn. Goldberg will jackhammer all three of them, stack them, and pin them like Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Or what Roman Reigns would be 20 years from this.
Yeah.
30 years from this. He would have been the first to stack them and rack them and pin them and all that other bullcrap that Roman Reigns did. Because Bill Goldberg didn't lose then.
Well, see,
he stayed undefeated.
I took that into factor, but I also thought about what Bobby Heenan said. This man jumped from 22 weights to 157.
But
God
there again,
Bobby Heenan.
Appreciate it, Nate. Nate is going Austin, which is look, and anybody could win this match except for DDP, really.
Yeah, that's why DDP's in it.
In my opinion.
That's why he's in it. So we needed someone to take the pin.
We both have DDP taking the pin, kind of. He could be at the bottom of the pile, so his shoulders are actually on the mat when Goldberg stacks all of them up. But yeah, it's the 90s. It's WCW. It's the Monday Night Wars. Goldberg's not losing this.
See, at first I thought you were going to go Austin because Austin was the man in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, but Austin lost.
He
Austin
did lose.
Wasn't afraid to do a job if it made sense. Goldberg ain't doing the job.
No, Goldberg was dropping 7-foot tall giants on their head.
Goldberg has a canvas allergy, so he tries to touch the canvas the least amount possible.
I was gonna say I was at
Makes him break out.
I was at his WCW World Heavyweight Championship match against Hogan in Atlanta when he won it. So I know what you mean there. He barely touched the mat in that one.
He barely touched the mat. His knees would touch the mat when he's laying on somebody. Because
I think he was
on the ground laying there.
I think Triple H put him on the mat more than anybody, in his career, especially when Evolution broke his ankle. Or not? Did they break his ankle? I don't remember. Whatever.
They broke his character. That's what they
did. They did.
Imagine. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It would be Goldberg pinning all three of them. You could have DDP on the bottom, The Rock, Stone Cold, because Stone Cold would have to be last. And then you've got Goldberg pinning all of them.
Fucking Goldberg.
All right. That is the matchmaker for 90s Monday Night Raw. Remember, if you would like us to do a matchmaker, get a hold of Sped on X, SP3DROCK. DM him, message him, tag him, whatever. Just hit the man up. Let him know what you want to do. He's the one that makes this graphic now every week. I've handed that off to him. So congratulations. I don't think you knew that yet. Quite.
No, I knew that.
Now you do.
I do.
He is the official matchmaker graphic. So if you have an idea of what you want the matchmaker to be, hit up Spedrock on X, SP3DROCK. All right, moving on to what we've all been waiting on. The draft for next week's Run In Rumble Fantasy Draft. If you don't know who the competitors are, go back and watch our YouTube channel. They have been promos all week from all 6 competitors, myself and Sped included. Be sure to check them out. Go check out their pages. They are all different YouTubers, podcasters, and they're all on X. It's going to be a big show. There's going to be 6 of us total. We will predict every match, so it will be a prediction show, but we wanted to do something different for the Royal Rumble. So we're actually going to have a Royal Rumble fantasy draft. Think fantasy football, except for with wrestlers. So we will all 6 pick 5 men and 5 women, and you will earn points. Again, if you need to know how to earn points, go check out the video on YouTube. It is up there. We do break down how to score points if you want to do one at home for you and your friends, or if you have a group you want to do it with, please let us know. Let us know how you guys do. But we will actually go over the draft order now with ours. Here is our special wheel that will randomize it. You can see each competitor on the wheel, myself and Sped. Sped is represented by the Phoenix that you always see in his background. I am obviously the Run In Wrestling Podcast. You have John from Chair Shot Sports. That is John Anthony, who is of Chair Shot Sports, the lowdown with Princess Skywalker and John Anthony. You have Mike DeSantos from the Cinco Squad, a great sports and wrestling podcast. So make sure you go check out their stuff. They post stuff almost every day. And then you have Michael and Tori, who are also a tag team on Kicking Out at 2 podcast. So go check them out. They're actually breaking their tag team in order to join the Rumble and join us next week. So let's see who gets the first pick.
I enjoyed the promo.
Heck yeah, they were good, man. Yeah, go check out everybody's promo. Everybody did a really good job on those. And please, just get some more clicks. Go check them out. So we're doing the men's first. So this will be the order for the men's Royal Rumble draft. And what we're going to do, just to keep everything fair, we are going to, whoever picks first for the men's Royal Rumble draft will pick 6th for the women. So we will flip-flop the draft order for the women's. That way, if you have the last pick in the men's, you get the first pick in the women's, so you have an equal chance to get a good draft pick going there. All right, so without further ado, who's going to get the first pick? Let's click our wheel here. And
of course,
it is John from Chair Shot Sports getting the first pick.
And he's also
Congratulations,
last.
John. But he will get the last one for there. You see his name is no longer on the wheel, so we will spin it again to see pick number 2.
Will this be number 5 for the women's then? So we can
yes, we will. It will be the opposite.
All right, because I'm keeping a tab just in case. All right, Mike.
You have Mike from the Cinco Squad coming in at pick number 2 for the men's draft and pick number 5 for the women's draft. Next up for pick number 3. Our very own Sped Rock with pick number 3, which also means you get pick number 3 in the women's draft. So you get to be right dead in the middle of it either way. Next up, between me, Big Mike, Michael, and Tori of Kicking Out at 2, who will get the next pick?
I'm third. I'm third now, 4th on the women's.
No, you're third, and yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they'll make you 4th.
So I am pick number 4.
And number 3.
And number 3 in the women's. Next up, it is between the Kicking Out at 2 hosts, Michael or Tori. One will get the last pick, and one will get the number 1 pick of the women's draft. Here we go. Oh, Michael from Kicking Out at 2 gets pick number 5, which means Tori does get pick number 6 in the men's draft, but it does mean Tori also gets pick number 1 in the women's Royal Rumble draft. So she does have a good chance to pick. I think it's very fitting that Tori gets the number 1 pick for the women's draft.
I love it.
There is your draft order for the Run In Wrestling Podcast predictions. It is next week, same time, January 30th, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Please tune in. It's going to be hopefully our biggest show leading into the Royal Rumble. Again, we will pick all the matches. All of the other matches will be 1 point, which will go into the total of the points here. Again, if you want to know the point total, go check out the YouTube It is all on there. How to get points. Stay tuned for more announcements, more promos, more everything coming up over the next week. It's going to be a big week leading into the Royal Rumble. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, as your king, okay, of WWE predictions, all I gotta say is I'm already kicking John out of this, okay, because he's my fearsome competitor. I just wanted to see your face.
No, this face is like you really chose that as your promo.
No, that's not my promo.
I mean, you had the microphone all to yourself. I'll let you have it.
I thought you were gonna come with some
fire.
Sped's final words coming up, and that's probably for like something else. I don't know. I love you too. I know, I love you too. What is he saying, man?
Let's hit some comments before we get there. The next one should be War Games Superstars. So our next big show, the winner of this, hopefully scheduling permitted, will defend. If it's not one of us, we'll defend it down the line. We will have another big show for WrestleMania, obviously, because it's the big show of the year for WWE. And if somebody else other than us wins, we will do everything we can to get them onto Elimination Chamber so they can defend the title there. There's that one. I don't know why it did that comment. And Lady Alpha said it's not what he expected to be. What were you expecting? Let us know. All right. But that is the end of the show. We will go to our last category, as we always do. I will hand it off. This is where I say goodnight. Thank you, everyone in the comments. Thank you to everyone watching. Please go like and subscribe. Tell a friend. We are on the way to 200 by WrestleMania. Go check out the Kicking Out at 2 podcast, the Cinco Squad podcast, Chair Shot Sports podcast. Thank you for every one of them for being in this Rumble coming up next week. We love to have them. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great year. So I will say goodnight and turn it over to Sped for Sped's final word.
Hey, I just wanted to say this, okay? Everybody's freezing their butt off in Alabama, Florida, and Louisiana right now. Drip your water faucet so they don't bust, okay? You guys do not need busting water. That crap sucks. It's a terrible cleanup. Just drip them overnight. Don't worry about it. It's not going to cost you that much, right? It'll save you a lot more money than what you're about to spend on those little tiny drips, right? Other than that, this has been a great week in wrestling. AEW looks like they're trying to revamp it a little bit, and I like it. I like the smaller arenas that they're doing. And the fact that we got TNA and WWE NXT about to start working together more and more. We got Cora Jade going after the Knockouts Championship here soon. We got TNA coming into Orlando at the Full Sail Arena, formerly known as the NXT home. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on, you know. And to everyone out there saying that WWE is just trying to buy out the competition again, listen, money talks, BS walks. We all know that. And I'm sorry to get real with you like that, but it's true. All right. I mean, look what happened with WCW. Money talks, BS walks, you know. But thank you guys for tuning in. Love you all.
Yep. And I did say we were going to go. I do want to clean up one thing. So, Lady Alva, this is predictions. We will predict every match with everybody. We just wanted to do something different with the Rumble matches themselves. Instead of somebody just picking one person and hoping that 1 out of 30 hits, we wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. So that's why we added the draft in there. But we will predict every match just like we do every pay-per-view. But hopefully that helps. Thank you guys so much. For Sped, for Big Mike, thank you for tuning in. We love you guys.